Aloha kako, what is up everyone? My name is Hoku. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've already subscribed. Mahalo for even being here, for taking time out of your day to come join me in another Mindful Mirror Talk session. This one is going to be a little bit different, however, because the footage that you're about to see is going to be noticeably different. First, because I am in different clothes, as you can tell, or as you will be able to tell. And that is because the footage that I filmed was part of the video I filmed yesterday, which by the time you're seeing this would have been part of my last video. If I had to put all the footage together, it would have been super duper long, and I don't think anybody's got time for that. So yeah, instead of chucking the footage, I just decided I'm going to make it another Mindful Mirror Talk with a little less of the cash type conversation that I tend to have in the beginning of the videos before I start actually diving into the cards and playing around with my decks. So yeah, hopefully that's a little bit clarifying, just in case you're like, wait a minute, there's a big difference between your intro and the rest of the video, but that is why. But before we get into that, I just want to quickly say, as I come to center and align myself, that I trust you guys are being safe, you are in abundant health and wellness, and that you are fully and divinely guided and protected for today and essentially every day. But more importantly today, I just want to put it out there in case nobody told you lately. Have I told you lately that I love you? I know it seems corny, but yeah, I feel like we don't give enough love, or we don't show enough love to complete strangers, or, you know, I feel like we're only conditioning our love to those that are close to us. But here's me just extending the aloha to you guys out there, whoever may be coming across this video. You're meant to be here, and I appreciate you, and I love you. And yeah, may you be divinely guided and protected in abundance today. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, and let's jump into the video. It's gonna literally go straight into the cards. So I'm gonna actually pull from the Gaia card. I know I did tarot yesterday, but I want to pull from my Gaia deck. I need to organize my cards better. I have a shelf where I keep all of the decks organized and neat, but we were talking about cleansing, right? Cleaning out the spaces, kind of delving within, right? I'm gonna need to clean this space a bit too, because it's getting, I don't know if you guys can see, but it'd be getting a little messy, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that. So let me clear this deck real quick. It keeps shutting off on me for some reason. Overheating, so not sure what that is about. But we're gonna just keep going with the flow and just doing what we're doing. So I wanna just go ahead and pull a single card, but we'll see what Spirit says. Mahalo for being here, for sharing this space with me, for receiving the messages given, for allowing shift and change and rebirth and reconnection and renewal into your lives. And we'll see what Gaia has to speak on for us. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Mahalo. So I said I wanted to pull a single card, but I am grateful for the messages that are coming through. So let's see. We have 5 of Water. Beautiful card. It speaks of sitting. Don't submerge yourself too deep beneath the waves of sadness, of emotion, of trauma, of heaviness. Remember to breathe. Remember, don't suffocate yourself in worry and doubt and looking around at what you don't have. You know, there is abundance all around. Look up and see what is right in your face. See the messages delivered right to your front door. You know, this is your doorbell. So let me read from the book 5 of Water what this says. It's always interesting to see the interpretations from the book. Okay. And this also came in reverse, so I'll go ahead and put that back in reverse. So this is about loss, betrayal, fear, doubt, hopelessness, isolation, self-pity, blame. Yes, I'm seeing the hopelessness, the isolation, and the self-pity, and the self-doubt and the fear, for sure. The Five of Water represents feelings of fear, doubt, and hopelessness. Those were the main ones I just said I'm feeling more inclined towards. So yeah, it represents feelings of fear, doubt, and hopelessness that can cloud our minds and hearts and give rise to confusion, misunderstanding, and anger. These emotions are often born of our own pain or insecurities. Yes, I was feeling that. I told you I was feeling that in the collective, in an empathic resonance where all of these emotions, these fears were coming up to the surface, and the tears that I was shedding yesterday were like necessary cleansing, because you can't keep that shit within you. It just creates more blockage, more stagnation, and more heaviness within your heart and your solar plexus. You carry too much in your mind. You need to make sure you cleanse the spaces, purify. It says, all too often we experience a moment of great hurt or loss. We can feel alone, as if no one could possibly understand the depth of anguish we are feeling. Whether it be the end of a marriage or friendship, the death of a loved one, or a battle with mental illness, we can sometimes find ourselves weighed down by pain and suffering. Yes, like the traumas that we carry within our DNA, within our bloodlines. Those traumas get carried with us throughout our whole entire lives until we decide to end them. We decide to let them bubble up, let them come to the surface, and really truly look at them to transmute the lesson that they are meant to teach us, the purpose that they have for being in our lives. Loss of any kind causes us to experience a range of emotions, including sadness, fear, confusion, guilt, regret, anger, and betrayal. Those are frequencies you definitely don't want to hold on to. They will come up, they will happen, they will occur within you. They're definitely things that you don't want to store away within the energy centers of your body. So this is a challenging card because it speaks on, it's just not one that offers any real comfort. Loss is something we all experience, and if we've already felt vulnerable and sensitive to hurt, then it can be overwhelming. So yes, and it can overwhelm us. All of these emotions will overwhelm us to the point where we feel hopeless, and we feel the surge of tears flowing over. It symbolizes the need to allow yourself to work through your grief and to transmute, right? And to take as much time as you need. Allow the emotions to flow. When this is reversed, however, it is a gentle reminder that while it is okay to feel hard now and again, and to allow ourselves to be swept up in one of life's many dramas, it does not serve us well to embrace a victim mindset on a long-term or permanent basis. Like I said, you just gotta let that shit come up, let it rise to the surface, look at it, transmute it, and then cleanse, purify that from your energy centers. In reverse, it may be asking us whether the moment that we have bound ourselves to has passed, and if so, to accept that what is done cannot be undone. To accept that which is done cannot be undone. I don't know, the wording is a little interesting. Therefore, it may be time to stop gnashing our teeth, wailing and moaning and pointing fingers, for continued self-pity is likely to do nothing more than alienate others and hamper our potential. So have yourself a good motherfucking cry, bitch, and let that shit go. Let it go, let it flow on up out your life, because it's not going to provide you with the type of abundance and lesson or experiences and realities that you desire and you want. So we also got 10 of Air. Ooh, this is so pretty, this card. Very light, very hopeful in a sense of being watched. This is very angelic energy I'm seeing. And the butterflies remind me of Mariah Carey. That song back in the day, I used to listen to over and over again. I was a wayward child with the weight of the world that I held deep inside. Life was a winding road and I learned many things little one shouldn't know. Yeah, it's like this person is really facing the heavens, facing the divine, the transition, the transformation, being true to yourself and who you're turning or becoming, who you are becoming. Fly, abandon me into the sun. If you should return to me, we truly were meant to be. Oh, fly, abandon me into. Maybe I'm not singing it right, but oh, spread your wings and fly, butterfly. Anyway, yeah, it's just reminding me of that, like, that light energy, becoming yourself. Let me see. This is about individualization, self-actualization, liberation, altered perception, new paradigms. This is saying goodbye to the public persona, what you present, maybe the masks that you wear for other people's gratification or satisfactions, right? This is no longer bound by another's opinion. Walk your own path. All right. Fly abandonedly into the sun. Into the sun. The face we wear so we fit in and belong. No longer are our public face and private life very different. You know, that is the space that we're creating, is the authenticity of self. Being who the fuck you were meant to be, because you have a divine purpose of raising the consciousness. Yeah? And you can't do that when you're wearing a mask and you're trying to be someone else. You know, because all that shit gonna come up. It's breaking free from caring about what people think of us, because we love who we are and we do with our life what we choose to. We are free, liberated, because we are not bound by others' opinions of us or actions. Now, this seems simple, but it's very important to be reminded of this, because we often forget, and that brings out the fear and the doubt. The fear and the doubt, and then we sitting there crying and shit. Don't hold on to that. You might have a moment where you're doubting yourself and doubting your purpose. But rise to the occasion, know your purpose, and let go of that fear. So, and take off that mask so that you can step into your liberation, your sovereignty of self. All right. It represents a time in our life after we have chosen to step free of the mask and wear only one face, in private and in public. No longer do we hide our thoughts, beliefs, or feelings in order to be accepted. I swear to God. Oh man, necessary things. Mahalo nui, divine energies, spirits, guides, and most high. Mahalo nui, because the last card we got is 11. Healing. Healing. That is what the overall message for today is. Man, my eyes still feel like I still feel emotions coming up, being stirred. I feel like this is resonating with someone deeply. Because I'm feeling like the tears starting to come up, and it's not in my heart space, it's literally just in my head space. I'm just receiving what maybe some of you guys are processing this information. But yes, we're talking about healing. You know, rise to your purpose, take off the mask, be true to yourself, to help facilitate the healing space. This card illustrates our third reason for being. It covers healing on several levels and does not necessarily suggest or imply that you are wounded or in need of healing, at least not on a conscious level. A happy, safe, and peaceful life does not always accord us with perfect health and well-being. Every person is vulnerable to dis-ease, whether it manifests in physical, mental, or emotional stress. Girl, that's where I feel, yes, like I've been saying, it's not like it's even at times my energy to hold on to. It's just what is coming through the collective. It's coming through as the collective energy. You know, if it resonates with you, if this is what you're going through, this is what I'm feeling. And also, I'm feeling a lot better, but you know, yesterday's video that I posted, you could hear the nasaliness, and I was saying like, shit, sometimes the things that you know, what lies in the dark will come to light. You know, what you hold within yourself, what is concealed will be revealed, in a sense. And that's all part of the healing journey. And so you will start to see that these things will manifest on physical levels. And it might not necessarily be yours to hold on to, but it's definitely yours to look at. Hold it in the palm of your hand and transmute that energy to release. Humans are part of... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me reverse. So every person is vulnerable to dis-ease, whether it manifests in physical, mental, or emotional stress, or as a feeling of emptiness or longing that is born of spiritual wounds, that trauma, those generational curses, those things that are deep within us, deep within our DNA, our genetics. It says humans are a part of hierarchical race. We are goal-oriented and believe that success moves us forward and failure sets us back. We are on a perpetual quest to improve, whether it be our social standing, quality of life, or a simple desire to be a better person. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like financially driven or like socially or hierarchically driven, in the aspect of who's watching us, what is the public opinion of us. It's more of like, hey, it could just be sitting here wanting to be a better person than you were the day before, to end the karmic and the generational cycles of curses that were held on from the generations past. But this healing card symbolizes a need to reconnect and listen to what your body, your mind, and feelings are telling you, to work with them instead of against them, whether it be as simple as addressing a physical ailment, or addressing that empty ache that comes from denying ourselves enjoyment and connection. This card signals that it is time to rip off the layers of illusion, take off the mask, take off that public persona, and be true to yourself. Yeah, it says, it signals that it's time to rip off the layers of illusion, the protective armor, and the masks, and look at what lies beneath. What's under your couch, bitches? Are you fulfilled? Do you love your life? Are you happy? Or do you need everything that you strive for in order to be happy? Are you living a fulfilling life that you love? Or are you simply enduring and dying a little more each day in sadness, in hopelessness, you know? This card brings with it questions like these. It's time to write them down, you know? What you desire, what you want to manifest. This is a time of healing, and I feel like most of the videos that I've made recently kind of have a very similar message, but you know, this is the flow. This is the wave that we be riding right now in the month of November 2021, as we continue through these powerful and intense portal energies, and as we barrel towards a new year. Yeah. So mahalo to the Gaia cards for that message. And I want to go ahead and just pull one more deck. I'll go with the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. I just want to pull one card. One last card for the collective. Putting in that work. 10 of Swords. I feel like we're reaching an ending of all the sorrow, of all the pain. We're exhausted going through these waves. Don't give up. An ending will be reached. Rebirth will allow for the influx, the flourishing of abundance to fill your cups. But right now, 10 of Swords. Consider where your efforts are best placed to prevent or heal from exhaustion. Be patient but intentional now, and you'll blossom anew. This may also be a good time to let go of certain people or ideas. The release of what we cared for deeply is hard, but release allows for creation of new space to embrace a better version of yourself. That's that healing. That's that taking off the mask. You know, the whole taking off the mask to be true to yourself, so as not to constantly be performing for an audience, to be doing things for others' approval. Sometimes you gotta question, who the fuck you doing this for? Are you doing it for he, she, or them over there? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you healing? Are you truly delving into the waters beneath the surface and bringing up what needs to be looked at, and healing what needs to be looked at, and purifying all of the things that are holding you back from reaching abundance? You know, this is a time where we may be exhausted, but hold on to your butts, because a time of renewal is upon us. I'm just going to pull one more card for closure. Light and love. To receive that balance, that harmony, the symmetry, the peace within our home space. And we also got the Temperance card. So essentially this Temperance card is just letting us know, slow and steady, open ourselves up, listen to higher self, listen to higher guides as they redirect our path, because there's a lot going on. Don't get discouraged. This is a learning process, you know. This is about alchemy and balance. This is about taking all the elements of the truth that we're seeking and we're receiving, and really finding that middle ground of balance and alignment with our higher selves, so that we can reach the destinies, reach the path that is meant for us. Even through all the rain and all the turmoil and all these waves crashing in on us, everything's gonna be okay. Slow and steady. Whew, all right, I feel like there was a lot of information, if you will, to sit with in this mindful mirror talk. So I hope this resonated with someone out there. I know it definitely resonated with me. And I think overall message of healing is just to be aware that we're going to go through these storms. Things are going to come up, but that is just part of the transformation, that butterfly resonance of really just elevating ourselves to the highest version of ourselves, in order to not only be divinely guided, but also to divinely guide one another and to connect with our truest soul tribe. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, please stay guided and protected in divine love, abundance, prosperity, wellness, health, happiness, strength, trust, and yeah, more love and more life. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love, light, and always aloha.